Testing, testing. Let's make sure this is working. Oh, all right. It does work. Let's. All right. Let's make sure the audio is working. Testing, test. Oh, audio definitely works. I've never done one of these streams. Brianwin Henley, thank you. Boom, boom. Gotta fix the settings. That Flyquest game was something else. If any of you guys made it out to the watch party, it was a lot. It was very energetic, a lot more energetic than I thought. There are a lot of people too, but yeah, I think most people were expecting Team Liquid, especially in the actual bar. Most people were like Team Liquid fans. There were just a few FlyQuest fans, and even there are people who were like, "Oh, it's 3-0 Team Liquid." And when FlyQuest won the first game, they're like, "Oh, 3-0 FlyQuest." But most people just expected Team Liquid to win, especially after Game 2. Like Game 2 was a stomp, especially when Nasus got like a lead. It was not even close. But Game 4 was something else. Like the amount of energy and electricity that was in the air was incredible. We couldn't hear. So here's the thing: we couldn't actually hear the casters cast. So just everybody talking. And when Busio was like stalling, and we could see the minions, and the minions were attacking, and like it just I don't remember exactly what happened. I just remember myself yelling like the minions, they're gonna win, and like I remember like there's some FlyQuest fans to my right, and they were just like screaming. Like it wasn't even like yelling or saying words; it was just actual screaming, and it was insane. The entire like venue was yelling and cheering, even though like most of them were Team Liquid. Especially when Team Liquid was coming back, they were all cheering for Team Liquid, and like my heart was sinking. I was like, no, FlyQuest, don't do this. I talked so much trash, and now you're losing. Like yeah, I was very desperate, and then the minions did it. And like when I saw Bwipo TP, my heart was about to stop because I was like, just let the minions finish. Don't stall the minions from like actually attacking the base. But that one caster minion was enough to actually save the game. So to win the game for Team Liquid for FlyQuest. It was incredible. I actually had one of my headphones in so I could actually hear part of the broadcast. But even though I had it like on max volume to the point that my phone was like, this is not good for your ears. It's very loud in the bar. And as soon as I saw the Warriors like in the intro, I want to watch the opening ceremony again, just because it was like I oh snap, he paid for it. Oh man, do you have advice to get break up? I mean, are you breaking up with Team Liquid? No, I don't. I don't really have any advice. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, MJL. But yeah, also funny story. I was like, okay, I wanna do the press conference. I just uploaded one of the press conference. I wanted to do it, so I left the arena immediately. Okay, okay. I left immediately, and I didn't like pay attention to anything. Why are there so many people talking about their exes? Is it crazy to wait years for your ex? Yes, it's crazy. I would suggest moving on. But again, Bling, I don't know your specific situation, so it really depends. But yeah, I left the arena because I was like, I'm gonna get back to where I'm staying immediately so that I can get like the interviews and stuff, and I can ask questions. But I didn't get in time there in time. Anyways, eventually I realized I didn't pay, so I went all the way back. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna pay for it. They're like, no, you have to come back tomorrow. It was such a waste of time. And then I just found out that David paid for me. Am I from the Middle East? No, Arshia. I am not. Are you? Is not like, oh, I'm gonna die without you, or oh, I'm gonna end myself. You moved on though. I mean, you're clearly still thinking about your ex, right? So I would suggest trying to figure out ways where, like, when you remember your ex, it's like, oh, I haven't thought of my ex in like a long time. Hey, AFF teaming. Welcome, welcome. Um, so yeah, if you moved on, then what's the point of asking, right? Like, are you actually waiting? Are you waiting while you're moved on? Is that what you're saying? I don't know why I'm talking about your dating advice, kind of like that. I mean, I would stop waiting, because you don't know what the other person is doing, and even then, like, you're actively like waiting, right? You're holding yourself back. So I personally wouldn't, but it is up to you, I guess, at the end of the day. Moving on while waiting. Yeah, I would move on and stop waiting because I don't think it's completely moved on if you're still waiting. You live watching India? You live watching it? No, I'm not. I've never been to India. I'm not from India, and I'm not watching India either. I'm just talking about League of Legends. How far do you think the NA teams, hey Stan, will make it into Worlds? I think we'll make it to semis. I think between Fly and TL, one of them's gonna make semis. I'd be surprised if we don't. We're better than EU right now. So the only teams we have to worry about are LCK and LPL. We can definitely beat the third seeds, the fourth seeds, and probably the second seed. Like this is going to be competitive. Like we're not they're not completely going to destroy us. So I said to myself, if another girl came and talked to me first and something happened, I'd be fine with it. I'm Indian. Hey, that's cool. I have a couple Indian friends. I learned a little bit of Hindi, but like ek, do, teen, but that yeah, that's pretty much it. I used to know a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know. It really depends on your life situation, Bling. Like it's kind of hard for me to talk to you. If I knew you, I would be able to give you better ideas. But right now, we're just talking League of Legends, and yeah, it turns out someone already paid for me, so I will Venmo him the money. But that was kind of it was a very electric environment, and I think what that means for North America is I think overall it's a good thing. I don't know that Team Liquid played their best, but I think the fact that we have two competitive teams that we can send internationally is very good. I do want to talk about like what it means to the players of FlyQuest and like NA team and what. This is League of Legends. So Team Liquid and FlyQuest played the finals. Everyone expected Team Liquid to win. FlyQuest actually won. It was insane. The ending was like incredible, and it's probably the end of league like North American LCS. The league is changing next year, and it's very befitting that a team that came and dedicated itself, unlike Immortals when they came back in 2019 or 2020, unlike unlike Dignitas when they bought back in, like they're the please use language Hindi. I know 3 words, my friend. I can't speak Hindi, unfortunately. But yeah, unlike all the other teams that came in, it they really tried and they kept trying and they upgraded in their rosters and they kept failing and they upgraded in their management. And I think when they really stuck to the core of like, hey, we're going to develop and we'll see what happens. They won, and it's the same thing that NRG did. Is that they were like, "Hey, we want to develop," and they ended up winning. And I think development rosters do lead to success if you put enough effort into them. And I think we've proved it time and time and time again. And I think we will continually see teams um, not take that lesson. Have you ever been at internship? Is that a specific place? I've done an internship before, but if it's the name of a place, no, I haven't. Um, so yeah, I wanted to talk about. You need some milk? I got water. That's hello, Ben. I am a little bit thirsty because I'm eating these gummies. Yeah, it was pretty good. Are you a student, Bling? And I think currently I want a horrible. Okay. What's your internship in? I'm the LCS having its final split be the team that really invested a mechanic. Oh, that's cool. So you're doing an internship on like cars and stuff, or is it like a non-related? Um, it being related to the team that really put in a lot of effort since they came in with that high team. There's something poetic about that. And the most poetic thing probably would be if FlyQuest one? Yeah, sorry, TSM one, but TSM don't exist. It would be, I think the most poetic would be the TSM one, the very first split and the very last split, to open and close the history of the LCS. That would have been really cool, but obviously TSM left. Stand this year with TL and Fly, and it is looking like the best it's been in a while for sure. What do you think needs to happen for them to keep improving to the level of Eastern teams? Time. I think we just need time. We just need a lot of time. We need time, and we need the players that are like dedicated to keep winning. I think Team Liquid has a core that's really learning with APA and on, and they continue to develop. I think FlyQuest have a team that can do the same. I think continuous improvement and innovation. I think one thing that is um, underappreciated is the fact that we had um, what is it? We were on live patch, which meant we were forced to innovate, and we were forced to innovate, not look at what the Eastern teams were doing. We actually were found a way to grow because just copying and copying and copying wasn't an option. So I thought that that was quite important for teams. The workshops outside and the place where I work is full of mosquitoes. Damn, that must suck. The place is a mess and there's tools, but just hard to find. And the boss rushes me, and there's an old man, and there's only one other employee. Yeah. Do you think there's a lack of competition in NA that holds back improvement? So I used to say that, but then Core keeps like over and over and over has mentioned like even when you're playing against worse competition, you can still improve. And I think that you don't necessarily need like we've seen G2 do it without good competition in their region. So I don't think you need it. I think it helps, is very beneficial, but you don't need it, if that makes sense. The internship is like being in a toxic relationship. They put me down, mostly the boss. I mean, I'd say just leave the internship then if it's that bad. If I do one mistake and I don't, yeah. In my opinion, the rookies were fine. I think they were. I mean, APA, I think maybe underperformed a little bit, which is why in the press conference, which I just uploaded, I actually asked, like, hey, do you think the pressure got to you a little bit? And he was like, no, I don't think so. But it did feel that way. Like they were having a slump. They were also just like, I think FlyQuest played really well today. I think they had very clear win conditions and the read on the meta, and they played to their conditions. And I think Team Liquid didn't come out swinging. I felt like game one was a little bit weak on their end, and I think that if they came out swinging, it would have been one thing, but they didn't. And so, yeah, I don't know. I felt like there was more of Team Liquid could have showed more. And I think towards the end of game four, we really saw the Team Liquid that fights back. But there's a little, too late, unfortunately. So that's my read on what happened, and you can listen to the press conference and kind of um, see for yourself what conclusions you get. I think that we'll probably hear more from them at least before World starts. There's going to be like the whole what do they call it? Media day where we do interviews for them. There are 2 days actually, so we'll hear from them. I think Team Liquid and Fly both are at even size, and it's just who shows up on the day. Yeah, Makazu, welcome. I think that's pretty accurate. I think they're quite close. I think they're quite close. It kind of looks like Arvin drafts. We're just waiting to scale. Do you think that's viable for Worlds? Yeah, I actually do. I like look, if you're strong enough that you don't bleed out your entire map, yeah. I'm not leaving the internship, but I've accidentally built their expectations by working hard since I'm planning on ghosting them. Who cares what they think? It's unfortunate that your post-game interview video's audio quality is not the best. Yeah, I couldn't do anything about that, Bexy. I'm sorry. I'm like not at home, so the quality kind of sucked. Now they think highly of me, so I mean, if they wanted to fire you, even if they think highly of you, they wouldn't like care, right? Yeah, the audio sucked. There is like a TLDR that NAMN put on Twitter. I think that might help, but I was trying my best, I guess. Kind of hard to do anything while I'm traveling, but I don't know. So the Team Liquid one, there weren't that many people. There was like only 3 other people, I think, on the Discord call, so only a few people recorded it. But the actual like the Flyquest one, I think there would be more people who had the recording, and so if no one else records it, like I'll upload it tomorrow. But hopefully there'll be other people that actually recorded the press conference. Um, but yeah, I think you can improve even without having the best like competition in your region because we've seen it happen. So My college professor kind of recommended me to the place. Oh, well, that sucks. It's kind of hard for me to find a new internship because of 1 week work days. Okay. I'll need to stop going directly if I need to find a new internship. Yeah, that seems like a awkward position to be in that case. I can see why it's like draining you. And I don't got a car. Ooh. But I think there's a lot to say about Inspired. I think Inspired is very. Oh, people are commenting about how bad the audio is. I'm sorry. I thought it was okay. Like audible, I guess. I'll listen to it again. I haven't actually I listened to it a little bit and I was like, what do you think Fly should work on moving into Worlds? Macro spending champ pool or something? I think maybe I could still listen. Yeah, I mean, there's actually nothing I can do on this laptop to fix the audio, unfortunately. I don't know what else to do. Um, what do they need to do? Honestly, I don't know. I think the meta is going to be very important. Like 14-18 is the Worlds patch, and like having a really strong read in the meta is important. I think their coordination is pretty good. Maybe like work to be a little bit more consistent. I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe not fall 3-4K behind every game. Like again, they play comps that are designed for that to happen. So I'm not sure. Maybe sometimes they do get caught. They have some loose plays. So like shoring up mistakes. I think their macro is good. Um, I think maybe rotations. I feel like sometimes the rotations aren't the cleanest. So maybe that's something that they could work on. So I do think there are things that they can improve on. Like the other thing is when you prepare for teams like BLG and Gen.G, right? It's very different than preparing for teams like even Hanwha Life or LNG. They're just very different. They're much more loose, and I think FlyQuest prepares very well for their opponents. For Team Liquid, I feel like they just have their own style of play, but I feel like FlyQuest plays different comps and meta. I think something that does suck is that FlyQuest can lose a game and end up in the loser bracket. However, Team Liquid lost their first game of the split. I just feel so crappy that Team Liquid lost. Well, that's a whole other discussion about upper bracket versus lower bracket and like the benefit. Quad Father diff. Hey, Iberquidim. I know Quad Father. Also, oh crap, my phone's gonna die. Hold up, where's my charger? Uh, Also, the only employee there, the boss knows I live. Oh snap! Okay, they can straight up go to your house. Enjoy being there, but I got more depressed. Yeah, I think the thing about sorry, 1 second. Let me make sure my phone doesn't die. The thing about double elim or single elim, like the way double elim works, is that Team Liquid had so much of a benefit. First of all, they were not as again. It was a quick 3-0, and FlyQuest didn't really show much, but it still gave Team Liquid enough of an advantage. I was actually going to ask that if I could have to ask Team Liquid, but I felt like it was a sucky question. Like, hey, you guys didn't lose a single best of five. You lost one best of five the entire year, the entire split, and you lost the split. Meanwhile, FlyQuest lost three and they won the split. How does that make you feel? But I was like, I don't know that I want to ask that question. Same thing with JDG. They lost one best of five and lost World. Meanwhile, freaking T1 lost like five best of fives, six best of fives that year, and still won Worlds. Still don't know what sport they're talking about. It's not a sport, it's an esport. It's League of Legends, it's a video game. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. But yeah, double Elim, like they had sides. First of all, Team could have side select. So that's a pretty big advantage. So like if you couldn't win with all those advantages, I don't think you necessarily deserve it. Yeah, it's an esport. Law, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's a good solution. Because like think about it. Let's say Team Liquid go 0-3 and then 3-2, right? So they won 3 games and lost five, but they win the championship. I think that's pretty messed up, right? Like I can beat you 5 times and you can beat me 3 times, and like you end up being the champion and not me. Yeah, I guess you could be like, well, you fell down into the lower bracket. It's just it's tough. I think that this is right now. I'm okay with how it is personally, and I don't know. I'm imagining Fly having to beat TL twice to win the LCS. Like it's so gimmicky. I mean, it's not like they weren't close the first time around, right? I guess the best last year in summer That's what happened with NRG. They got 0-3 and they won 3-1, right? So if the score between them and what's it called? C9 was actually 4-3 to C9, and yet NRG won the split. But the thing is, like, NRG had to go to a best of 5 the day before. And like playing a best of 5, all 5 games, showing every single one of your strategies, that's like giving the opponent a huge advantage. Like imagine you're playing chess and the enemy team, the enemy like knows exactly what your openings are. And you don't really have time to change your openings, right? You don't have opportunity to show different openings because you already showed your best things because you went to all 5 games. You were pushed to the brink. And so like if you can still win even after that, I think that's enough of an advantage, especially since you don't even get side select. So like in chess, you don't even get to choose white or black. Um I woke up today and my dad was taking one battles of his brother's room. Okay. I remember Quat saying in the interview he was expecting to play Smolder Zeri. Yeah, that's he definitely did not play small. I was actually here's another thing that surprised me. But TL blinded asked the head prep. Do you think Fly is more flexible in Team Liquid in terms of playstyle? Yes. I think Team Liquid have one playstyle, FlyQuest have many. And FlyQuest like adapt to who they have to play. Like the way they played against Cloud9 was like, we're gonna go down 5k gold, but we know we're better at macro, so we're gonna play these scaling comps. But then like when they played against 100 Thieves, they didn't play those team comps, they played different team comps. When they played the Olaf like today, right? That's another thing. Like FlyQuest had to show the Olaf yesterday, so Team Liquid clearly were prepared about it. So there was informational advantage. Um, that ending was insane. I a Stone Trooper. It was like I was just talking about how we were actually screamed. Like the bar went insane. I'm sure the arena, the venue, like in the YouTube theater was crazy. I'm still butthurt that Seattle lost. Yeah, it must have been like ecstatic, but yeah, the bar, everyone was just screaming and yelling. Like I don't know what was being said, but there was like a couple girls to my right that were just actually just screaming. Like it wasn't even words. Um, it was pretty cool. The fly play cams were so funny. They didn't even realize they were gonna win. Yeah, and then like Whippo immediately like ran out and then ran back to the Nexus so that he could TP. And then Miffy and Noobtown like didn't even know that they were winning. Like they thought that they were prepping for game 5 and then they hear their coaching staff screaming like we won, we won. Like what? I was in the arena, it was nuts. Hey that sound. Dude, yeah, it looked crazy. I wish honestly I've never felt FOMO except for this finals. I felt like they did a really good job, even though it was a small arena. Like the bringing Bjergsen, Double Lift to hold the trophy, even though it's done before. Like the way they did it this time, the bringing all the like yeah, like the end of LCS. I thought it was very well done, and I think they did a really good job honoring the LCS. And I kind of felt like I wanted to be there, which is not something I've ever felt before. Like I've been to events and I've chosen not to go to events. This is the first event that I'm like, man, I wish I went. Uh, It is what it is. Bjergsen double passing the torch. Yeah, if they didn't do it the first time, I'd be like, okay, that's cool. But it would have been a little bit more significant. But actually seeing them walk there and holding the trophy was cool. I'm always happy to see Bjerg. Me too. Yeah, it was really nice having all the other people like Riv there. My wife thought Team Liquid won. I had to point the minions until the lights flash green. Yeah, that's what I was doing in the bar. I was yelling out. I was yelling. It's like the minions are winning. The Flyquesttttt are gonna win. Star player on Fly and Team Liquid. I think Quad is like. I think now he's getting a little bit more props, but he's freaking incredible. Like Quad is probably the best mid right now. I would say in the LCS. He's playing at an incredible level for someone who like basically couldn't find a team and was a streamer and was like a bad player like 2 years ago to this year winning NACL and then coming and winning LCS. Yeah, I think Quad. I do think Inspired is the best player on that team, but I think Quad is like an honorable second mention. I think that he does what he needs to do. I think he still makes some mistakes. Obviously, he's not like Chovy or something where he makes very very few mistakes. He still makes mistakes, but I think that international experience will really help. I really hope we hold on to Quad for many years to come because I think I'm gonna call it FlyQuest or Team Liquid are making semis. Like one of those teams is making semis at Worlds. Inspired was insane to be honest. Best jungler in the league. I don't know about best jungler in the league. Like there are people like Peanut in the league. There are people like Owner, although Owner isn't playing as good as he was last split. There are people like freaking Canyon. Yeah, Canyon actually. Yeah, okay. Yeah, still like Way right now is playing really good. Like TN MVP. Oh, NA. Okay, okay. Yeah, he's the best. I put him number one. I put him number one in my All Pro. Do you think we can get out of these teams can get out of Swiss? Hey, yeah, absolutely. I'm saying if FlyQuest or Team Liquid do not make it to semis, this is a failure. TL trash? They're not trash. They played really well. Hey, Jose. It's strictly a quad started his LCS run with NACL. Many imports would feel discouraged at that prospect. He actually wanted to do that because he was like, it'd be less pressure. 100T wins worlds? Okay, Jose. Okay, Jose. Team Liquid needs to lock in. The mental damage is crazy. Caleb? I don't know. I will ask them. Like, that's one of the things. So before MSI starts, before the main like Swiss stage starts, there'll be like 2 days where you can just talk. The media will be doing interviews, right, with the players. I will be asking Team Liquid on like how they took that loss and whether it broke them mentally. And the boot camp, did the boot camp break them mentally as well? Team Liquid got to get to semis for sure. Today was a flop. Yeah, I mean, it just shows that FlyQuest, even if Team Liquid didn't play the greatest, they still their floor is still really high, and it shows that like we have teams that can compete and push each other. So it's a good sign for NA in general. I kind of feel if Bwipo can get more consistent, Fly could really make it far. I agree. His Urgot game was kind of lackluster. Absolutely, dude. His Urgot game was. You can see the thing about the Urgot game is like you kind of see what he was thinking about and what he was trying to accomplish. It's just NASA's got a little too far ahead. But at least I respect the vision of what he was trying to do. That part I could tell. And so I wasn't as upset as like other people. That's true either way. This is all good for NA, yeah. And Bwipo stops the weird counter picks. I think he's so much better. I actually disagree. I think Bwipo would not be so much better if he stopped the counter picks. I want Bwipo to play his style because like it is feast or famine, but ooh, rank these teams. Team Liquid, FlyQuest, 100T, G2, Mad Fnatic. I think right now you have to say FlyQuest. FlyQuest just won like I think they were close enough, and I just think FlyQuest right now in the meta. The other thing like that I would put helps you put FlyQuest above Team Liquid just right now, even though it's like really close, is because they for some reason Team Liquid were banning Smolder on both sides, and so that makes me feel like FlyQuest are a little bit more flexible and have a better read on the meta probably. So I'll give it to Fly number one. 100 is first easy. Has had a bad day against the champs. True, Jose. Yeah, I'll do FlyQuest, Team Liquid, G2, Fnatic, 100 Mad. I think that's a fair. Yeah, I think FlyQuest, Team Liquid, G2, Fnatic, 100 Mad. I know people will be like, "What do you mean? Like 100T is not better than Mad?" But I mean, I think 100T would take a. Yeah, I can see it going both ways, but I would put 100T. Mad has a chance to level up though. Here's the thing: I don't think Mad is making out of play-ins, so I don't think it actually matters. Like, you don't understand how difficult their group is. They have to play against Pain Gaming, who's really good, and then they have to play against the best team in play-ins right now, which is like PSG. PSG is a really good team, and I think PSG could probably like go toe to toe with Fnatic. Like, you got PSG. Oh yeah. PSG's dude. I think PSG is like not dropping a game to Mad. PSG is really freaking good right now, and I think like I legitimately think they could lose to Pain. I think it'll be close. What bracket is TL and Fly in? They're not in brackets, so it's going to be in like Swiss stage. But do you mean like what pool they're in? I heard them they beating LPL teams. Yeah, I mean, Maple said PSG wins scrims against some LPLs. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, I don't know which LPL teams, but Maple said they win against some. The EU hate against those finals and against the teams who are performing and performed at such a higher level frustrates me so much. Hey, Blue Blast, I'm not hating on like Fnatic and G2 and Mad. I'm just saying like the other teams are really good too. You know, I think River said PSG was doing good against other teams. Yeah, in scrims. I don't remember River saying that, but he did say that he wanted to see. Yeah, he said that River that Maple told him that it was River. Yeah, Maple told him that they were doing really well against Eastern teams and like they're like completely running everyone else, which was happening. Yeah, if you watched PSG, it was like they dominated that region, and I think that they were like doing quite well. I do think that PSG make it out of the group, and then I'm scared for Mad because I think I mean, EU was hating, not NA. Oh, and you're pretty respectful. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm not hating on G2. I just think they're not better than Team Liquid or FlyQuest. Maple has been goated for a while. It's crazy how good Maple is, and then he came to NA and he like looked so he looked good, but like his time on TSM sucked. And then he went back and he's back to dominating. And it's like, for some reason, we can't incorporate players here for some reason. Like River is a player that we were able to incorporate. He left Maple, he left like PSG, he came here and he did pretty well. But there are some players that like for some reason were I guess it's the team. He was on TSM. Yeah, can't blame him. Um, but yeah, those are my reactions. It's crazy that G2 now and G2 at MSI are like two different teams. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Flyquest now and Flyquest at MSI are two completely different teams. 100 Thieves now and at MSI are two completely different teams. LNG. Well, okay, they made LNG made roster changes. LNG and Weibo, so it's not the best comparison. But yeah, T1 at MSI versus T1 now. Very different. Spring finals T1. Worlds this year is going to be hype. Here's the other thing. Sorry, I miscommunicated. I mean, you were being respectful. The players and the fans of the EU region were the ones who were not. Yeah, I understood that. Okay. The thing about Worlds that could be amazing for the Western teams or completely horrible, horrendous, worst thing ever for the Western teams is that it's going to be. Am I watching LCK later? Yeah, but I won't be able to like stream it or anything. Or what's it called? Like stream after. Do you think LPL is making the World song? LP? Oh yeah, Linkin Park. Yes, I would be so surprised if it wasn't Linkin Park. The thing about, dude, I really want Hanwha to win. Back to LCK. I'm a huge Hanwha fan, but yeah, it'll be hard. West versus West quarters. I'm hoping for West versus East. Like, give me Team Liquid against LNG. Like, could be our chance. It could be, but I would prefer to win like the honorable way. You know. Give me Fly versus Weibo. Like, give me that. Give me that matchup. Although Breathe could kind of feast on Whippo. We'll see. I do think that because the East is going to be boot camping where they in the East, and the West will be boot camping in EU. We're going to have two very different metas. We're going to have very different reads. We're not going to have the cross pollination that happens, and the most important thing, we're not going to have the mental collapses of 2020 TSM and 2022 like C9. We're not going to have that, and so absolutely not. I think they should. Well, they will stay. I know. I don't know what they should do, but I know they won't be boot camping in Korea. They will be boot camping in EU, which will mean we will have two separate metas. And I actually think because NA was on live patch, we've learned to adapt like better to the patches, and other people were copying us. And I think that's going to be an advantage for us. That's why I'm saying it's not just that the teams are playing well; it's that we have all these other advantages that are kind of lining up. And yeah, I think we're gonna do it. I think this is the year we make it to semis. We aren't going to. That's exciting that we aren't going to Korea and staying at U. Yeah, it's very exciting. I'm very very excited. It's also much better of a jet lag. Like 13 hours difference versus like 6 is a big difference. It's more than double or double. It might be 12 hours. No, Korea right now is 13 hours. I think it becomes 12 hours. Does it become 12 hours later, or is it 12 hours now and it becomes 13? I'm not sure. Either way, it'll be I think this is our shot. I really do. I think we have enough good players. Korea's 14? No, it's never 14. It's either 12 or 13. Japan, if Japan's 14 right now, then Korea's 13. TL or Fly, top 8, if they're locked in form. TL most likely, though. I said this before. I think we're making semis. I really think we're making semis. Even if we don't get West versus West, or I think we're making semis. But yeah, um, I just wanted to stream my thoughts. This is not like a disputing everything or anything like that. I will try to do like episodes every single um what is it? Every single day after Swiss. I might have a guest with me. He might be a pro player. He might be an ex-pro player. We shall see. I'm hoping that goes through. But I just wanted to react because it was incredible. But my issue with Quest is that they are a little too team fight oriented. Going to heavily backfire against Eastern teams? I don't know. I don't know. That's a good point, but I think they're adaptable. I think they're adaptable enough that they can. I'm so hyped for the interview. I don't have a one-on-one interview for the finals, but I'm gonna have a lot of one-on-one interviews for before MSI starts and then during MSI. Have you thought of making a league show or podcast as well as your interviews? So I do have, I'm either macro is good, yeah. I do have a show that's called Disputing Everything. So I do have that. Um, TL just world class macro. Agreed. TL's macro's like better. Yeah. Yeah, Jose, I do have a show called Disputing Everything where we like debate stuff. I bring on a guest and we debate like the what happened during the games, and then there are like takes. I talked about Blabber. Check out your show. Yeah. There's a playlist on my like if you go to my YouTube channel playlist, it's there. I probably will be doing a specific show just for Worlds, and I'll probably call it like um Worlds Hot Takes or something. I haven't decided on a name, but it'll be something like that. And ideally, like I said, I'll have a pro player on, and we'll be talking every day about, it might not be on my channel, but it might be. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, I'm excited for Worlds. I think this is the year NA does it. I don't know that we'll win Worlds, but I wouldn't be surprised if we made it to World Finals. All right. Ciao, guys. Bye.